obviously there was the inclination that Clint Eastwood, who's been a lifelong Republican but a libertarian, and he's always been for racial equality and sexual equality and things like that. But he's been a right-winger, and he supported most right-wing candidates. In fact, I think he supported John McCain just 3 years ago. So, but I mean, when he came on like that, the first thing that I thought was, okay, he's awakened to the truth.
And I got to tell you, I start to worry about his health and maybe some possible dementia. But, it's listen, you say tomato and I say tomato when it comes to this kind of stuff. And right now it's a very sensitive time in the history of this nation and the world. I mean, are we going to commit more forces to another Middle East country? Are we going to deal with Iran somehow and their acquisition of what's going to obviously be nuclear weapons soon? I mean, it's not pretty. We still, they say 8.3 people are out of work. I disagree. I think it's closer to 14%. And forget where we stand on the issue of women's reproductive rights. You cannot have a president of the United States putting in his health care bill and telling a religious institution or any religion what they can and cannot do. That's a very dangerous, slippery slope that he's putting this country on. And I don't think he cares, Fred. And I think that's why people get so touchy about Clint Eastwood commercials. Because anything that looks like it's going to support Obama is going to clearly raise the hair on a lot of necks in this country. Because this guy is that dangerous as a president. He really is.
But you know what? He didn't say that he didn't say that Catholics have to do anything else that everybody else has to do under federal labor law.
Fred, listen to me. You cannot tell a Catholic hospital that they have to provide contraceptives or morning after pills or perform abortions. I'm sorry. You can't do that. It's called separation of church and state. You cannot force a religious entity to do something that they are clearly ecumenically and theologically opposed to. That's insane.
No, but our federal labor laws would override any religion. You're telling me if there was a religion that said you can work. You've got to work 16 hours on Sunday. That those people wouldn't be get double time. I mean, you can't just say this religion versus that religion. Obviously, a lot of Catholics in this country, and neither of us are Catholic, but that's not the point. If it was any religion, I'm making the same point. Our federal labor laws have to supersede anyone's religion as far as something like that. You can't give something to one person who's working for you and not give it to somebody else.
Absolutely not, Fred. That's baloney, and I'll tell you why. For example, if you work for a synagogue or a church or even a mosque in the state of Connecticut, you cannot collect unemployment benefits. Okay? Nonprofit. In fact, these are entities that don't even have to pay taxes because they're recognized under the IRS tax code as a nonprofit entity. So there's exemptions. But he is crossing such a huge line here that I'll tell you something. The blowback from this is going to be huge. And I just hope that the people, and again, I don't share the reproductive views that the Catholic Church does or the right to lifers. I believe it's up to a woman, and quite frankly, solely a woman and her physician. Because going back to the walking the moccasins analogy, I don't know what it's like to be pregnant. Okay, I can't tell a woman what to do with her body, but I can tell you this. The President of the United States has no right to tell in his health care legislation what a religious entity should be doing on the issue of reproductive theology. Seriously, it's dangerous stuff. And a lot of Democrats this week came out and said, well, if we had known that was in the health care provisions, we would never have voted for it. Well, guess what? That's why we're all upset here, because 1,200 pages, 2,200 pages of this stuff, nobody read it. Nobody read it, Fred.
See, the easier thing would have been to go in the direction of one payer. Of course, the Republicans would never have allowed him to go in that direction. I've seen tapes of Obama 10 years ago saying he was totally in favor of one payer. He never even brought it up because he knew he had no chance of passing. If there was one payer, he wouldn't have to worry about all these laws. We know what we'd have to do, and everybody, in my mind, would be better off, considering that every civilized society other than us basically has a one-payer system. And
I got to tell you something again. Those civilized societies don't have the most civilized health care. Period. End of story.
But are we brighter than Canada and England and everywhere in Europe and Western Europe? Are we brighter than everybody not to have one pair? We are.
That's why everybody tries to get into this country, Fred. Come on. Hello.
Hey, folks, time's just about up on this show, but you can email us, sportsfred@AOL.com, or you can email Morning Brew Radio at AOL.com. It's sportsfred@AOL.com, Morning Brew Radio. JBK, it's been fun. We'll do it again with electricity next Saturday right here.
Sure will, buddy, and you better be all lit up next time.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Abner Haynes. Thank you, Andy Madoc. See you around the corner right here on the Morning Brew. Bye, everybody.